Has announced 2 more people have tested positive for the virus. Many schools around the world, as you know, have shut down, some for extended periods of time.
Is like super dangerous. I try to impress upon them that they're resilient, they're strong, that they're very capable of handling things that are challenging.
So we can send it to other kids if they're not able to be here. One quick thing that I want to do, guys, before I start our lesson today is tomorrow is a very special day for Miss Allison Weekman. Right now?
Since the start of the coronavirus pandemic, many children have been forced to take their learning online due to safety concerns. In this new online learning environment, teachers are forced to develop new learning plans that can be delivered virtually. They must now learn how to use online tools instead of the normal materials and resources that they could use in a physical classroom. The classroom provides a great risk to children and teachers since it is indoors and hard to maintain social distancing. Instead of socializing with friends, interacting with teachers, and learning in a classroom, children are forced to do all of these tasks from their home. The lack of contact with others can reduce the effectiveness of a child's education as well as hinder their emotional and social development. In a study done in China on kids who had been in lockdown for an average of 34 days, almost 25% of them reported depressive symptoms. Whether this results from being stuck inside, not being able to see their friends, or other stresses involving the pandemic, one thing remains true. A completely online education is not perfect for the children or their parents. Not only does this change affect the kids who are forced to learn on a computer rather than at their school, but it also affects many parents and teachers. Normally, parents would be able to have around 8 hours a day that they wouldn't have to worry about keeping their kids occupied or out of trouble. However, during this pandemic, that time has been eliminated, and adults now have to juggle their own jobs as well as the education of their children.
With a constant worry that schools could switch from in-class or hybrid learning to 100% virtual schooling at a moment's notice, why wait for the switch to come out of nowhere? Instead, take proactive steps rather than reacting to the school's sudden change to your child's educational settings. In order to get in front of the problem that comes from transitioning your student from in-person learning to virtual learning, we are offering an educational solution that will instead come to your students. By bringing teachers to your students at a designated time and location, we will be able to help alleviate the stress that comes with the uncertainty that the COVID pandemic has caused with the inconsistency of how schools are providing an education for their students. Teachers on the move will be utilizing a mobile classroom that will provide the following amenities and services to students. School bus that will be wired with cameras and microphones that will stream to large exterior TVs. Audio will be transmitted via Bluetooth so students can listen with their preferred wireless headphones. Desk will also have a physical headphone jack for students not using wireless headphones. Individual desk will be wired with Bluetooth microphones that will allow clear communications between teachers and students. Desk will be spaced apart in order to adhere to COVID precautions that are enacted in each state. Social distancing will be practiced among both students and teacher in order to facilitate a safe learning environment. Face coverings, masks, or shields will be worn by both students and teachers if it is a state mandate. And lastly, the number of students being taught in this setting will not exceed 15 to 20 students, depending on the location that the class is being taught at.
With this idea, we sought out to take a unique approach to how we interpreted the prompt, "Change the World." We believe that by addressing an issue that affects multiple demographics, including the future generations, we change the world not only today, but tomorrow. Enabling our children to return to school improves the lives of students, teachers, and parents. Our schooling plan allows for parents to continue to work without having to decide between supplementing their child's education or performing well working from home.